Hey you guys, Humphrey here. I've come to you guys today to knock out my informative speech 2 for my Communications 101 class at UNCW. So for my topic today, I decided to choose going through a load of white laundry and running that through the washer and the dryer both effectively and efficiently. You guys are gonna have to bear with me a little bit. I didn't really realize how small my hallway is with the washer and the dryer here. So I'm cramped up a little bit. Kind of close to the camera right now, but hopefully it'll get a little bit better. May have to move the camera around a little bit just to make it work. But we're gonna go through that today, and I'm gonna outline why it's an important part of your daily lives. So that's laundry is a thing that a lot of people overlook, even though it is a really important part of your daily life. I found on the internet before this some fun facts that actually 70% of the dirt on our clothes that we wear every day is actually undetectable. And we also sweat out 6 liters of sweat every day into our clothes. So if that's not evidence as to why we need to do our laundry fairly often, I don't know what is. So enough with talking about laundry, let's go ahead and get into it. So right here, I actually have my laundry bag with my white clothes in there. This is what I would usually use to carry my white clothes around and have them organized from my colored clothes, and it makes it a little bit easier to not have to organize right before you run the load through and do it as efficiently as possible. So right here is my washing machine. This is obviously where you're gonna run the load to make sure that your clothes are clean in the first place before we dry them. So we have the knobs on the top here, and if you're gonna do a white load, be sure to use warm water, as that's gonna be really important for the integrity of the white clothes and being sure that they're washed efficiently. So white for warms, cold for colors. Once you get that figured out, what we're gonna do is take our detergent here and we're gonna fill it up to the little line on the inside, and be sure to line the inside of the washer. And that's gonna be a very important part of being sure that your clothes are cleaned. And if you use fabric softener, you also put that in on the bottom before you line your clothes. Make sure that you don't put in too much clothes, or you're gonna overwhelm the washer. And you don't want that, or your clothes are not gonna be cleaned completely effectively. So again, make sure to use detergent, use fabric softener if you'd like, but most of all, don't overload the washer on the amount of clothes that you're gonna use. And warm for white, cold for colors. Choose your setting as far as heavy, or if it's a light load, if you're using less. But a lot of the times people are gonna run bigger loads through. So most of the time I do use the heavier settings. You're gonna press the button. Once we close the lid here, press the start button, and then we'll be underway on washing the clothes. So then you just have to wait about 45 minutes, and on mine right here in particular, the little green light's gonna pop up once the washing cycle's over. Then you know it'll be time to move on to the dryer. So let's move on to that. So right here is my dryer. Once these clothes are cleaned completely, a big part of the dryer is making sure to check the lint collector. Every time, it's pretty much a good rule of thumb to clean off the lint to ensure that the heat from the dryer is not going to cause a fire and accidentally burn down your house while you're trying to dry your clothes. So be sure before you start the load that you are checking that. And then you're going to choose the setting on the dryer that you need in order to make sure all the clothes that you wash are dried. Most of the time, I'm going to choose the knob with the wrinkle prevent. You never want your clothes wrinkled, and that's going to do the job for you most of the time. So again, if you have too big of a load, it's pretty much going to be impossible for the dryer to handle all the clothes at once. So don't use too much clothes. Make sure you clean off all the lint. And then you can go ahead and start your dryer up. It's probably gonna take about 45 minutes, just as long as the washer took. So once you don't hear the noise coming from the dryer anymore, you'll know that your washing and drying cycle is complete. And check on them, make sure they're not damp before you move on to taking them out of the dryer and either folding them or putting them on hangers, whichever is your personal preference. So once again, I've gone through today showing y'all how to use the washer and the dryer to effectively and efficiently clean a white load of laundry. So thank you guys for listening, and I hope you learned something that you guys can take into your everyday lives on how you do your laundry. Thanks, you guys.